Okay, GoPro is recording.
Okay, I'll just hit this. Okay, 55 minutes. Okay.
All right. Dad, you can start.
Yeah. So I'll say, where did you live, and what do you remember the most about your hometown?
Where I lived in a small town of Greece named Yenitsa. 5,000 population. My father was married to my mother, of course, and he had 5 daughters, 4 daughters in a row. His dream was to have a son. Finally, I came to 1937. He was able to have my mother to produce a son. That was the happiest days, the day I was born. It was the most delightful time of my father. And in his being so happy, he took my grandpa's shotgun and started shooting in the air just to tell everybody he had a son. I grew up, I stayed there for 3 years. But before all that, we had to talk about this house, the big house, where my father was born and everything else. My father, my grandfather, Dimitrios, and his brother, Ioannis, the two brothers, they decide to buy this big house. This big house, he had 2 apartments each, altogether 4 apartments. On top, Matteo Christos was living, and at the bottom, my father used to live with his family. The bottom house apartment, he had 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen. So, but the family grew up, especially when I was born. Already we've been 5 children. And my father figured he has to make a move. Almost crossed the street, two streets away was a beautiful, beautiful home. Very, with probably more than an acre. At the very end, it was the stable, which was separating the home from the from the stable, with a wall. So this way, we had the stable, and the house was totally independent. The house had we had all around built wall. You could not see a thing, and all around the wall we had acacias. Acacias, it is a tree who produce like zumbuli, something sweet, and you could not see a thing. So nobody was able to either us to see from in to outside or from outside in. So, like I said, we had 3 different doors. The one was to open and close the door of the stable. It was the main door, which is, and then the other door was at the other end of the house. And now the new house, he had 3 bedrooms, a living room on top. We had the bathroom, or everything indoor. Usually, every house, the bathroom was outside. So it was more modern house, which I loved it very much. And underneath, we had a big kitchen, big. The kitchen was the room where we all lived most of the time. Upstairs, we were going only to sleep, and was during the winter, because we had this big oven, always we been cooking. My mother used to cook, and we had also that had a little oven to cook something else. Also, we had in that big kitchen the fireplace, and that was also creating additional heat. And that was the room we always enjoy. My father and my mother, when they saw the house, was no question about wanted to have the house. They bought it. My father bought it. And that was the time where my father, he was doing very well, business-wise. He was in the meat business. Also, he had 1,000 sheep, the lambs, in a very near village. And he had the people, the villagers, who used to take care take care of the lambs, whatever. And I remember very well my father, because he had a beautiful horse and a beautiful two-wheeler. We used to call it Paitoni. I don't know here it is the two-wheeler. What's the name? And because it was a little bit winter, he used to cover me with a Yamboli. Yamboli was a cover made from lamb wool, very warm, and always was dyed most of the times red. But I have to go back the day which my family decided to move from the old house to the new house. Everybody, my sisters, which been older than me, they've been so happy, my mother, my father, but not me. I didn't want to leave the old house. I was crying, I was running away. I was totally refused to go. And then my father had to become a little bit clever. So he said, okay, you can stay with Yaya Sophia, my father's mother. And when you want to come to a new house, we'll take you. And he said, but how about if I take you for a ride with a horse and buggy? You like that? I said, oh my God, I love it. And of course, what my father did, he took me with the horse and buggy to the new house. I fall asleep. The next day, when I get up, and I was always early bird. Yeah, I was by 5 o'clock. Always I was up. I went out to the balcony, and I looked around. What I saw that morning, it was instant love and care of the new house. Let's have a
little break.
Yeah, a little break. It'll come.
Okay.
Pause it. Yeah.
Pause that.
Yeah.
I was like